Language is power.
Language is power.
Lenguaje es poder.
Language is
Ahora, the language is power.
the language.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Language is Power. I'm Dr. Jessica, and I'm very excited to have our guest, Meryem, here today, all the way from Istanbul. For our first episode, if you didn't catch it, please go and take a look. We interviewed the amazing Jose Sanchez, who is all the way from Colombia. So we started out in South America, and today we're flying all the way across the world to Istanbul. Once again, if you have not checked out the first episode, please go and check it out on YouTube, Spotify, or any of your favorite places to check out your podcast. Like, subscribe, leave a couple of comments, and tune in to our next episode, which usually comes out at the top of every month. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started with Meryem. Meryem, can you please introduce yourself?
Hello everyone, this is Meryem. I am a student at Atlanta English Institute. Hello Jessica.
Hello, Meryem. Thank you so much for being here. We are very excited to have you. So Meryem, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. First of all, I am really happy to be here with you. Thank you for inviting me. And I am Meryem. I am from Turkey, in Istanbul. I was born in Istanbul. I came here to learn English and
Okay, so then you had mentioned earlier, you told me that there was a difference between Türkiye and Turkey. So can you explain that for me?
Sure, I would like to explain with my memories with you. When I came to the United States, it was my first time, and it was like around the Thanksgiving. And I just came to the classroom and I sit and I am looking to people because I was a really new learner and beginner and I have no any English. And the whole class's teacher and my classmates were talking about the Turkey. And I got some feeling like why they were talking whole class my country about my country. Because I don't know what you mean, what they mean like about the Turkey, and I just feeling like hey become because maybe they were mentioning about another topics but you don't know. Then probably the teacher noticed from my eyes and he asked me, hey Meryem, do you know what you mean the Turkey? And I say that of course I know. It's my country. And everybody started to laugh. Then he showed me animal to me. Hey, we are at like Thanksgiving time, and it's really important like a cook turkey. Is it this turkey? We are mentioning about this turkey, not about your country.
Okay.
Then I learned the Turkey. Now I would like to explain about the difference between Turkey and Turkey. Many years ago, the countries were employing the Turkey from my country, Turkey. That's why the peoples always calls as a Turkey, since that is related to export
From
and
the
import.
export of Turkey.
Yes, and they called as a Turkey. Many people called as a Turkey. It became like a common name. But 3 years ago, my government changed that. Hey, please use our formal name as a Turkey. Yes.
Okay.
This is the difference.
Okay, so then we will refer to Turkey as
Thank you.
Turkey for this interview, or period. Turkey, period. So, to go back to the beginning, right? So you were raised in Istanbul, and you had mentioned before that in Turkey, the country, that there are many different regions in the country of Turkey, right? So can you tell me a little bit about like how the regions of Turkey differ?
Of course, Turkey as located, it has a very special place in the world. When you look to from like a map, you looks like it is a bridge country. And of course, Turkey has 7 different regions, and we have 7 different regions, and we call all of them different name. And maybe you can think like a state.
Yes, similar to a state.
Yes, similar to state, and we call all of them like a different name, and all of them have different culture, different food, different traditional, even different type people. First of all, for example, in our country, the people try to visit, they started from Turkey.
Okay.
Because you know they already know all of them has different country like that.
Okay, so like a person that's born in the northern region of Turkey has a completely different experience.
Yeah,
from
I
a
can say
person
that. Yeah.
from the southern part of Turkey. Okay, very cool. And we were looking at pictures as well, and it's just so beautiful, honestly, just so beautiful. So you had mentioned, and I forget the name, so forgive me for forgetting the name, but Turkey is almost in two, it's one country, but it's almost in 2 parts.
Yes, specifically the city of the name Istanbul. Istanbul, only city in the world, has 2 continents.
Okay, so it's Istanbul is the
Yes.
city or the state? I thought it's the city.
Istanbul is city.
It's the city, right?
City, yes.
So the city is on 2 different continents.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. One part in the Europe, other part in the Asia.
Okay, which is so crazy.
Yes.
So one part is in Europe, one part is in Asia,
Yes.
and it also has very close proximity to Africa as well, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then, if you want to get to one part of Istanbul to the other part of Istanbul, you typically have to. Are there bridges? Are you typically taking a boat? How do you get from one part to the other?
Oh, it's a really funny questions because you know this is one of the famous transportation is ferry.
Ferries.
Ferry, yeah. From many countries, people came only like to take a ferry from the Bosporus, but we use for only like a transportation.
Oh, just like regular
Yes,
transportation.
regular. We are very lucky person, and there is actually many options to, for example, to use the transportation from Anatolia to Asia or Asia to Asia. And for example, ferry, ship, and train or car, because there is some bridge also.
bridges.
Yes, we have 3 bridge also, and yeah, it's up to person and up to time. The fastest way is the train under the sea.
Oh,
Yeah, we have a train also. It goes to under the sea.
Oh, wow. The geography is so amazing because you have the 2 seas. And then
Yeah.
I guess you had mentioned forests before as
Sure,
well.
yeah.
And mountains as well,
Yeah, we
right?
have also mountain.
My goodness. So then tell me a little bit about, so you grew up in Istanbul, right? And then you got a little bit older and you also went to university in Istanbul.
Yes.
Okay. Can you tell me a little bit about what is it like in the life, a day in the life of a student that goes to the University of Istanbul?
Sure. I was studying at Istanbul University. The Istanbul University, one of the most important and famous university in our country, Turkey. And I was living at the Anatolia side. Like, by the way, we call Anatolia or Asia. The same meaning. And Anatolia side, but my school, my university was in Europe side.
Okay.
Every day I was changing to my continent, and of course after like a morning, after wake up, I go to my university by ferry or by ship, and after the class there is a really special area around my university. Even the people like who came from abroad, basically they visit this area. Even this area listed by this area the list from UNESCO.
Okay.
UNESCO say that this is like a protected area
Okay.
in 1985. And we were around here, we take some dinner or lunch, is up the class. And after lunch or dinner, of course, we eat some dessert like a baklava or cake. We have because there are lots of food options, and all of them are amazing. After dessert, of course, this is a really Turkish culture, is drinking Turkish tea.
Turkish tea.
Is another name is black tea.
Black tea.
Black tea. After black tea, we usually drink Turkish coffee. We really like to eat and drink food.
Okay. Me too. That's why probably we get along so well. So then you were at the University of Istanbul, and what did you study there?
I started for Persian language and literature.
Okay, so literature. So you've always been interested in language.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it was my dream.
Okay. So then at what point in time did you decide, hey, maybe I want to also incorporate English into the mix?
Yeah, English is the one of the most important language in the world. If would you like to go to even Japan, even Chinese, even Turkey, it doesn't matter. You really need to get English because this is mutual language in the world. That's why I say that and the time is focused on the English because while I am studying at the master degree, and my professor say that if you will focus on your career for being the professor, you should get your English as an advance.
Okay.
Then I say that he's right. How is it possible to learn English? Then I say that the best way to learn the American
Is to come to the
yes,
US.
come to yes. Then I focused that.
So then, okay. So at that point in time, you've been in university for a little while, and you have been advised by your professor. He says, hey, Meryem, if you want to get this master's, you should come to America. Okay, so I'm thinking about kind of putting myself in your shoes. You're from Istanbul, whereas we know from, if we didn't know before, Europe meets Asia. It's also very close, as we mentioned, to Africa as well. So there's a big mix of cultures, foods, it's colorful, it's historic, the buildings are historic, beautiful temples, churches, mosques, all of these beautiful architecture in this beautiful place. Then you say, okay, I need to come to the US to learn English. And you come to Atlanta. So you leave this amazing place with all of this ancient architecture and rich culture and rich food, which we have as well, but it's different. So how did you feel when you first arrived in Atlanta?
It's really hard to explain this emotional, because I felt like that. Oh my gosh, now probably I lose everything. Sorry for the saying like that,
Yeah,
but
it's okay.
I
It's the reality.
was born in Istanbul. I grew up there, and because I really like to see, and we have, as you say, that sea, mountain, and lake, forest, historical and cultural things, and museums, lot of things. Even we can visit all of them by walking.
Okay.
We don't need to have like a special car, or you don't have to take a tour. Have to take like a transportation, because we can go everywhere by walking.
Right.
It was really hard to me, like getting used to here. But
Yes.
I say that myself, hey, you are almost 30 years old. Till 30 years old, you get experience from the like a kind of this lifestyle.
Yes.
Now this is new chapter in your life. Just focus it and just taste it, enjoy it, because this is
Okay.
different perspective, different side from the world.
Okay.
Then I started to getting used here, and I started to enjoying that.
Okay, good. So at first it was like very challenging. Like,
Yeah, very
whoa.
challenging for even specifically foods.
Okay.
Because I don't like to eat like a fast food, and
Mhm.
I was at school whole day. When I go to home, I was really hungry. I need to do something like a quickly, but there's
To
no
cook.
option.
Yeah, because if you want to cook to make a meal, it can take 25 to 40 minutes to
Yes.
an hour. But then but in USA we have a lot of fast food. So even if you are in Istanbul and you want something quick, it's still not going to be fast food.
No, yeah, even you can find any kind of food, even street.
Mm-hmm.
Even anywhere. For example, your mother's style, your grandmother's style, even Europe style or fast food style, it doesn't matter. What you want for it, you can find easily,
Okay.
even more tasty.
Okay, so here there wasn't as many options for like fresh, yummy, mom cooked, grandma cooked meals.
Yeah, even I was thinking always like that. Hey, I am only one person in here. I have like no any family members in here. I have to take care of myself.
Mhm.
That's why I need to eat some healthy food. Even if I like became healthy in here, nobody can take care of me. And
Okay.
even the healthy like process
So
is
when you moved
different.
here, you were by yourself.
Yeah, the first time, yeah.
Okay. So then after that, you kind of got used to the States a little bit and you
Yeah.
decided you wanted to apply to go to learn English, right?
Yeah, I survived.
You survived. Okay. Yeah, it is. It's a part of the growth process, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think it's so amazing that you said, okay, you know what? Even though I really love my home, even though I really love Istanbul, even though it's such an amazing place, I still want to be open to new opportunities and new challenges because I realized that the importance
Yeah.
of learning the language and the importance of giving new things a chance. So you gave it a chance.
Yeah.
So then fast forward, I think you had mentioned briefly you had attended another institution for English.
Yeah.
Yes. And can you tell us a little bit about like why you decided maybe this isn't the one for me?
Yeah. Basically and shortly, I can say that I came for learning English and I have no any English. Then it was really hard to following the process and following the rules. Even the culture is different. The everything is different to me. Totally, I feel like unfamiliar here. Then I got some bad lucky or some misunderstanding like that. Then I had some processing issue.
Okay.
That's why I had to change to my institute.
Okay.
Because even when I came here, first of all, I say to Mrs. Julie, hey, I am looking the place where like feeling my home, my family. Because I am alone in here, and first of all, I need to trust.
Yes.
Yeah.
Trust. Yes. And so then you decided after talking to Miss Julie that you wanted to give AEI a try.
Yeah, till day I'm here.
Okay. From that day.
Yeah, then I'm very happy. You know, how can I explain? Before the last institute, it was affected my even confidence. I never like get learning English, but when I came here, I feel like that. Okay, I am getting better. I feel better. That's why I try to speaking. I try to do even mistakes.
Okay.
Because I already know that if I do mistakes, it doesn't matter. They can try to handle it. Hey, Meryem, this is wrong way. This is true way. Just follow this way.
Okay.
I saw that everybody can explain easily to me to hey follow these rules. Okay. Yeah, it's really important for the international students.
Okay, that's good to know too as well. And just you saying you felt like comfortable enough to be able to make mistakes, to ask questions, and then sooner you saw your skills were improving as well?
You know, because I think the best way to learn new things, they can make mistakes.
Oh, 100%. That's like, there's a term called failing forward.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like instead of falling forward, it's like failing forward. And sometimes it takes X amount of failures you need to just expect before you are successful at something. So that's kind of a term I think about as well. You know, just pursuing my own life's challenges is like, okay, well, if I want to make progress and to be able to move forward, I need to just expect that it's going to go not amazing and to be okay with that and know that progress is happening. So in the classroom, you're a very like warm, curious, bubbly person. So tell me a little bit about, you told me a little bit about learning like the academics, but what is it like in the classroom? I know you have a lot of good friends here. What is it like?
Yeah, I would like to be friendly person because first of all, I am thinking like that. We are like a chosen friends, like it becomes family.
Yes.
And we are here for the learning something, learn new culture, learn even new religion, new person, new character, and blah blah. It makes us like a more how can I say more advanced people,
Yeah.
because we can find a chance to get more experience.
Yeah, like well-rounded people.
Yeah, even I really like to get out the comfort zone.
Okay.
And for example, now I really feel like the good because this is my really unfamiliar issue for me, but I found a chance to try it.
Right.
Of course,
Yeah.
it's good for me and it's good for other people also, because even probably they feel like that. Oh, she's English. Her English not is really good, but at least she tried.
It's good. It's good.
And I love my classmates, my teachers, because every person has own world, and we can find something from them. For example, it doesn't matter what age, and younger or older, it doesn't matter. I can, for example, learn some new things from my friends.
Yes.
And when I hear that, I contact my last, for example, or old information, and I related them. Then I say that, oh, it could be like that. For example, I have best friend from, she's from Belarus. Yeah, Belarus. And when we talked with her, we found a lot of like mutual culture about us. And even I never know about that. Even she say that, you know, I was expecting you like the Arab culture, but you looks like your routines and your daily things like a Europe. This is also another stereotype.
Okay, so by getting to know, being open-minded first, but then being in a classroom with different people, you're able to talk about one another's cultures and get to know different things from different people, different ages and different religions, all in one room. So your best friend at the school is from Belarus?
Yeah, she was a student in here.
Okay.
But now she moved to Florida.
Okay, amazing. So then, in regards to where you see yourself or what you see yourself doing after AEI and what it's preparing you for?
I would like to get my master degree in here. I didn't mention about that, but I have two major. Another is special kids education. In my country, if you have really good GNO, like this is score for the university.
Score. Okay,
yeah,
maybe kind of like a GPA.
Yeah, GPA. Yeah,
Okay.
GPA, and the government gives you like one more chance. You can choose another degree also. Then I choose for special kids education.
Okay.
And I was working with the special kids education from morning till noon. After noon, till evening I was working as a Persian language literature teacher.
Wait. So during the day, you were working in special education, and then in the evenings, you were teaching Persian.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yes, I
That's a
would like
lot.
to work. Yeah. It looks like a total different major
yes.
than each other, but I get, how can I say, I felt like that touching the kids' life is really special things, I think.
Yes.
I really need it. They don't need to me my touching, but
Oh.
I really need their life to teach. Even I was open to for them like English songs, Spanish songs, even like Greek song. It doesn't matter. I say that I am a chance for them. Maybe they never find any chance to get listen another type music.
Yes. Oh, that's amazing.
Now I would like to get master degree for special education
Okay.
or what's happened.
And do you think you'll use it in the US? Or I know you love Istanbul, or would you like to use it at home?
Oh, now Istanbul looks really good. I know it. I already experienced that. But Istanbul is my comfort zone.
Okay.
If I turn back to comfort zone, probably I will stop to my developing.
Okay.
That's why I have a plan. If it's happened, I don't know, but at least this is my dream.
Sure.
For example, 6 months living in Istanbul, 6 months living here.
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
Why can't you create that reality for yourself? That's absolutely possible. So then we have this is my last question. We have the name of the podcast is Language is Power. So how do you think that language has, and particularly English, has empowered you in your journey?
In the beginning, I was explaining my bad luck or bad experience about last school. And those days, I don't have any English. If I had English, probably everything will be different because I can explain myself easily. I can search my right. I can defend myself. But now I feel more comfortable because at least when you ask some question to me, I can explain with my word.
Yes.
I can get any chance to hey what you are looking to me.
Yes.
And language is also not only power to me. Language is also bridge between the people.
A bridge.
Bridge, definitely,
Okay.
yeah.
So freedom of expression.
Freedom,
And a
expression,
bridge
and
between-
exploring to new things in the world.
Okay,
Yeah.
and exploring new things. Amazing. Thank you so much, Meryem, for your
You're welcome.
time. And everybody who is watching, I hope that you enjoyed our interview today with Meryem and have been able to learn more about her, more about Istanbul and Turkey, and then also more about the amazing institute that is AEI. We will be sharing this episode on all of your favorite places to listen to podcasts, so please tune in, like, and subscribe, and we hope to see you for the next episode of Language is Power.